Hey guys, Thrasher here, and we have some new content and some new banners in Dragon Ball Legends. Let's talk about it right now. Okay, so first things first, it is a new PvP season, so if you didn't get banned last season, make sure you go over to the PvP area and get your rewards. If you did, I'm very sorry. Let's go ahead and jump into the news here. And in a future video, I'm going to talk a little bit more about the PvP stuff, but we'll leave that out of this one. Let's go ahead and scroll down here and start from the bottom of the news, and if we keep going down here, there's a bunch of old stuff. Okay, so the bug fix right here, one small thing, some players were unable to exchange for Tapion Sword at the Legends Road Trunks Youth Exchange Shop. You can only own one Tapion Sword. You'll not be able to exchange for it if you already have one in your inventory. There's no reason to have more than one anyway, because you can only put it on Shallot. So for those that couldn't get it, hopefully you can grab it now. For those that already had one and were trying to grab another one, what are you doing? Let's go ahead and back out of here, and then let's scroll back down here, and we're going to skip a couple of these. These are returning, both of these scout battles. If you haven't completed them, make sure to do that. They're EX 1, 2, 3, and 4, just like normal. They cost 2 energy a piece. Make sure that you have a max level 18 and a max level pan so that you can complete them with just one character. Get your 200 Chrono Crystals if you haven't before. If you've already done it, the only reason I suggest doing them is if you want to do the EX4 of either of these to max out your character and then possibly get some Z medals so that you can use the Z medal exchange shop. Now let's scroll up here a little bit. These are both also returning, so these event battles, if you haven't done them, go in and do them. There's nothing new there. We're going to go ahead and skip that. And then the daily login bonus, this is an actual change right here. So if we click details, we'll see that there is a part 4 login bonus, a part 3, a part 2, and a part 1. And all it's telling us is however far you are in the story, that is the login bonus that you're going to see every day. So if you've already done the very first quest in part 1, then you're going to see this. If you've done the very first quest in part 2 of the story, you'll see this. Part 3 of the story, you'll see this, and then part 4, you'll see this. Now, if you're someone who only goes after the Chrono Crystals, it doesn't change whatsoever. If you're going after possibly Zenny, maybe whatever's in the bottom left corner, then it is going to change a little bit. Now, I would say the most valuable things here are the energy tickets, if you don't have a ton, or the Chrono Crystals. So if you're someone who hasn't completed all the story, you don't need to complete everything, but you at the very least need to get to part 4 and do the very first mission of part 4. So let's go ahead and back out of here and talk about the next thing. Okay, scroll down, and right here is part 4. They're actually talking about it. We have added main story part 4 book 1. So you want to do all of it, but make sure you at least do part 4 book 1, the very first mission in that, so that way you can get that final login bonus every single day from here on out, and obviously get it done as well, because it's going to give you extra Chrono Crystals. So let's back out of here and then scroll down, and they're talking about the PvP stuff. So I said I'm not really going to talk about this in this video. With that being said, there are 2 things that we need to cover here. I'll go more in depth in a different video, but the first thing is they're not making any immediate changes, so the fact that you could get banned is still there. It's a huge issue. And then the other thing that they state is down here at the bottom. In another potential update, we're looking into reviewing the system to allow for instance matches to continue even if the connection between you and your opponent is lost. So we'll see what exactly they do with that. Some people had mentioned maybe a bot takes your place, or if your opponent disconnects, a bot takes their place and you can finish the match out. It's still not ideal, but it is better than what we have right now for sure. So we'll come back to this in a future video. I'm not a huge fan of what they've been doing in PvP. Let's back out of here and then scroll down, and here are the big things. We have a new PvP season, so Spacetime Duel number 24. Let's go ahead and open the details for that and scroll down, and we'll see that if you're the winner, so only one person is going to get this, but you will get the Super Spacetime Duel number 24 winner, and you're going to get your Z1 jobs as you go through rated PvP, just like you normally would. And here is the new equipment item that you're going to get. It's 15% to blast attack, 15% to strike attack, and then it's 15% to either blast or strike defense. You're only going to get one or the other. This is okay. It's for transforming warriors, so you can use it on the new Great Saiyaman, but overall, this is not an amazing equipment item. I'm going to recommend pretty much the same thing I recommend for most equipment items from here on out. If it's not absolutely amazing and you're going to put it on an entire team of characters, farm for 1. If it's complete garbage, don't farm for any. But I would say this isn't complete garbage. Grab 1, so that way if you're in a situation where you have some new character who doesn't have a lot of equipment items, you have this. I know there's not a lot of equipment slots, so that's something that you're going to have to factor in. And then if we scroll down, we'll see that you get your pretty much normal stuff for doing the actual missions. Get to rank 40, make sure you get your 15 or 20 wins, whatever it is, and then knock out 30 characters. And then the season rewards, pretty much the same as they've always been. Get to battle rank 50, you get this. Most people I know at this point, they just go for battle rank 40 because that's where those missions end, and you get 5 Masters Pack 1 tickets, 2 Masters Pack 2 tickets, so you get to pull on some older units, try and get some extra Z power, maybe get some Z medals, possibly get a new unit if for whatever reason you're missing one of those really old units. And then scroll down here and they talk about the actual ranks, pretty much the exact same as it has been the last season or two. The only difference being, obviously there's a different title for the winner. You get your 1500 Chrono Crystals. Nothing else here is crazy. So let's go ahead and back out, and then we are going to talk about this guy right here, the new Legends Road. You want to make sure you have a purple team ready to go to run this. You're going to run purple characters, or you could run female warriors. And then the other thing here is make sure you have a team of extreme characters, because if you want to complete every single challenge in this, you will need 3 extreme characters. Now, let's scroll down here and talk about the fact that you're going to get some Chrono Crystals as you complete this. Obviously, you're going to get the title just like we have in our last couple Legends Roads. So let's talk about this guy right here. So if you look at his stats, I'm not going to go crazy into it. He's a reasonably good character. I haven't gotten him yet. I'll have him here in the next hour or two. But he looks like he's probably going to be, if not the best Legends Road character, probably the second best. So he seems pretty viable at this point. Let's scroll down through here. Now, one thing to keep in mind, I haven't been able to test this yet. Lover of Justice, it says you're going to get 15% to damage inflicted per battle member when this character enters the battlefield. I think that means that they can't be knocked out. So he's the opposite of an anchor unit. He's strong in the beginning of a fight. As characters begin to die, I think he gets a little bit weaker. So keep that in mind. And now let's talk about this guy right here. You're not getting it your way. 15% to strike defense, 13% to special move damage, and then up to 8% blast defense for each Legends Road battle member. So this is another one of the Legends Road equipment items that you would run if you're running a full Legends Road team. I don't think it's amazing. Strike defense is okay, but it could definitely be a higher roll, and it's not the best defensive stat. HP is the best defensive stat. And then special move damage, again, okay, but it's situational damage. You don't do a lot of special moves during a fight. You'll do 3, 4 if you're lucky. And then the 8% to blast defense is okay because it can get up to 24%. But again, you have to run a full Legends Road team for this to work. If you're going to do that and you really care about this, then you would need 3 of these because you would want to run it on all your Legends Road characters. I don't think this is worth running 3 of them. So I guess if you want to grab one, do it, but it's not amazing. And then this one right here, 15% to strike defense, 18% to blast defense, and then 15% to blast attack. Again, not amazing. But also, again, it's for transforming warriors. So if you have a character that's a transforming warrior and they don't have a lot of other options for equipment items, this is okay to grab. I, again, would try to farm one of these. One good roll, don't get 3. And then keep in mind, that's 3 new equipment items that you're going to need to hold on to. You're going to want at least one of, so that's 3 that you're going to have to get rid of in the past. So one of the things I would do is start looking at your bronze equipment items and possibly your silver equipment items and looking at whether or not you really need as many as you have. In the past, we used to say get 6 of them because you may want them for a full team. If it's a bronze or silver, I can almost guarantee you don't need more than 3 of them, and in most situations, you probably don't need more than 2. Now, there are a few characters that still use some silver equipment items, but not that many, and the ones that do use them, they only use like 1, so keep that in mind. And then down here, we see the banner that I was talking about, the PvP title, and it's going to talk about the stuff that you can get from the medals as you go through this. And with that being said, let's go ahead and jump over to the shop real quick and show you exactly what that's going to look like. So let's jump cut it. And we're here in the shop. As you can see, they were nice enough to put the Z Power and the Rising Souls and Super Souls at the top for us. Now, keep in mind, these are not the first things you want to grab. The first thing you want to grab is you're going to scroll down here and you want to get these guys right here, the energy tickets and the skip tickets. You can then use those to quickly get a lot of the stuff at the top here. If you don't want to use those, they're still worth grabbing. Make sure you get them. At the very least, grab the energy tickets. I think the skip tickets are a good idea too, but if you're not a person who really uses skip tickets and you like to go in and actually play it every single time, then maybe you don't need those. But definitely the energy tickets. Once you have that, start grabbing your Z Power. Once you have your character to 100 Z Power, then I would start grabbing the Rising Souls, so that way you can level him up and max him out, because you are going to want to use this Great Saiyaman during the Legends Road, because there are a few challenges and he gets a huge damage buff. So keep that in mind, and let's go ahead and back out of here, and we're going to go back to the news. So let's jump cut it back. The last thing on the news before we actually talk about these 2 banners that just showed up is the sales. So there's nothing crazy here. I'm going to open it just so you can see it, but these are all pretty standard sales that you see every time they refresh the shop and they bring in new sales. There's nothing here worth going after. If you're a whale, you're someone who wants to grab stuff, grab it. But for the free-to-play or a very frugal player, nothing here worth getting. So let's go ahead and close out of here, and we're going to go over to summons and show these 2 new banners off. So I actually don't know if this one's technically a new banner. I think this one has come back. They've just switched out a couple other characters. But let's go ahead and go to Z Power List, and we'll go over here, and we'll see that we're back to the point where we have 5 sparking characters. Sometimes they've done that in the recent past, but a lot of the time what they've been doing is 2 to 3 featured characters that are sparking, and then just 35, 40 sparking characters that all have a very small chance of being pulled that are just garbage characters. Well, in this case, we have 5 characters that are all purple. At least 3 of them are pretty good. So the Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta, pretty good. The Turles, pretty good. And the Goku is pretty good. Now, the Super Saiyan Gotenks and the Android 17 are both subpar at the moment. None of these characters are absolute top tier. There are no discounts for this banner. So if you ask me and we go back and look at this banner right here, I would say this is 100% a trap banner. There's nothing you need to pull on, and we're waiting for the anniversary. You should be saving your crystals because it looks like we're about 5 weeks, maybe 6 weeks out from the anniversary. You should be saving everything you have unless an absolutely insane banner shows up. So this is a 1-star Dragon Ball banner. Keep that in mind as we talk about the next banner. So we're going to scroll up here, and there's 2 parts to this banner. There is a 999 Z Power version, which will give you 999 Z Power of the 3 new characters, and then there's your standard version, which has your daily discount summon and your consecutive summon. So you can do your daily discounts and you can do single summons at 100 apiece after you've done your daily discount, but should you do that? So let's go ahead and go into the Z Power list and talk about this. So there's 2 factors here. One, do you want to try and get 999 Z Power for these characters and be forced to pay full price for a consecutive summon? Or should you just be doing daily logins, or maybe nothing at all? Well, here's the thing. Ribrianne is a broken anchor character. If you look at her stats, I'm not going to do it at the moment, but you should go in and look. When she is on a full female warrior team and the other 2 female warriors are dead, she's hitting for over 100% bonus damage on top of what she's normally hitting for with her strikes. So she will absolutely delete other characters. With that being said, she is the only character on this banner that I would want to pull, and I don't like Ribrianne, as I said before, so I'm probably not going to go full price on that, and the reason is because the anniversary is coming up. So normally I would call this a 3-star Dragon Ball banner, but because the anniversary is on its way, and Ribrianne, even though she's a broken character, doesn't necessarily have the absolute best team. Female Warriors is okay, but it's not top tier, and I don't know if Ribrianne is going to get them there. She might get them close, but something to keep in mind is you have 2 characters on here that you might want to pull. They both need to run on a Female Warriors team, and if you are running both of them, the Great Saiyaman 2 and the Ribrianne, they're actually going to make each other weaker. Or at the very least, the Ribrianne will make the Great Saiyaman 2 weaker because the Great Saiyaman 2 gets a buff with the more purples that are on your team. Ribrianne is not a purple. So if you were to pull on this, you would essentially be aiming just for the Ribrianne, and you'd be holding onto the Great Saiyaman 2 for some type of future team when new characters come out. So there's really one character you're going for on this. I don't think she's going to be absolutely game-breaking the best character in the game, although I do think she's up there, probably top 5, but you need to save for the anniversary. So I recommend you only do daily discount summons on this banner. It's a 2-star Dragon Ball banner. Wait for the anniversary. I don't think she's a character that's worth spending all your crystals on when we're just 6 weeks out. And with that being said, it's not worth doing the 999 Z Power 1000 Chrono Crystal consecutive summon. Don't summon on this at full price. And that's pretty much all I have for this video. If you guys think I missed anything, throw it down below. If you actually want Ribrianne, outside of the fact that she's just pretty broken, throw that down below too, because I still, it feels like a lot of people don't like her, but then I'll see some comments where people are absolutely in love with her. So I'm just wondering, throw that down there. And if you guys like this content, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.